A blessed day to you, and today's benefit is put your sword back. Matthew 26 verses 52 to 54, New International Version. Put your sword back in its place, Jesus said to him, for all who draw the sword shall die by the sword. Do you think I cannot call on my Father, and he will at once put at my disposal more than 12 legions of angels? But how then will the scriptures be fulfilled that say it must happen in this way? Today's text is a very familiar scenario that happened when Jesus was about to be arrested and killed. Generally, when we are faced with one difficult situation or another, the first thing that comes to mind is to find a way of escape or defense from harm. Just like one of his disciples, out of loyalty to his master, decided to avert the incident. He attacked one of the chief priest's servants and cut off his hair. Jesus reprimanded him for an insensitive act and said, how then will the scriptures be fulfilled that say it must happen this way? In essence, if you prevent them from taking me this way, how would I shed my blood? How would men be delivered from the bondage of sin and the shackles of darkness? How would the sting of death be destroyed and victory over the grave be obtained? How would men be made righteousness of God and the vilest sinner turned a saint? How would men be healed by my stripes? The thought of a man fulfilling prophecy rushed to my heart like cold water running through throats. When God speaks about our lives, there is always a path, a way by which it will come to pass. Sometimes the path that the fulfillment of prophecy over our lives takes us through looks odd or undesirable. At such times, we look for ways to get out of the odd situation and navigate our way to an easier path. This might be a situation of raising the sword like the disciple of Jesus. The question is, what sword are you using to avert that particular path that God is journeying you through to fulfill his purpose and plan? Is it the sword of compromise, submission to pressure, denial of faith, disobedience to instructions, taking shortcuts, short moments of pleasure, and so on? On some occasions, it may not be intentional, but because the perspective we are seeing about what God has said and what we are going through are not correlating. Our life as a child of God is a book written and is being unfolded day by day. This is why we must not be ignorant of things written about us as an individual and guide against altering them by our insensitivity. Daniel in chapter 9 verses 1 and 2 understood by studying the scriptures that the duration of Israel's captivity in Babylon will be 70 years. When Jeremiah wrote those words, the people of his days did not agree that the captivity will be that long, and he was opposed. But Jeremiah told them to build houses in that land of captivity because they will be there for long years to come. Getting the right understanding of what God is taking us through helps us to know what prayer to pray to God and how to live a life of trust until the end of a painful season. By this, situations of life will not throw us off the balance of our faith in God. My heart goes out to encourage people going through very unpalatable situations and you are not even sure if God cares about the situation. Though God did not send legions of angels to save Jesus, but he was watching over him until the fulfillment of prophecy about him came to pass. As long as you have not sinned or insensitive, the situation may not be looking like what God has told you, but be sure you are in safe hands in his everlasting arms. Don't struggle with him. Only check if he is the one taking you through this, and if he is the one, his grace is sufficient for you. Shalom. So dear Lord, may we be filled with the knowledge of your will for us, in all wisdom and spiritual understanding in Jesus' name. Amen. Thanks and enjoy today's benefits.